Morning, this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. Right now, it is 10 o'clock, right on the dot, and I am going to be talking about some stuff that's going on in the community here locally. So I got some guests in studio. I'm going to get them introduced. I got Paige Michel. She's the incoming president of the Tech City Marque Chamber of Commerce. I also have Lauren Perez, and you were in studio yesterday, Lauren. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back.
And you brought a friend this time.
I did. So Paige Michel is the new incoming president for the Texas City Marque Chamber. So she started with us back in July 15th.
That's right.
July 15th. So she'll be hanging out with us and will officially take over presidency. And that sounds so presidential.
Right.
January 1st, 2021.
Paige, so how are you doing? Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from the East Coast, but I've been in Texas now for half my life and have raised two Texans. My husband's a Texan, so I feel very Texan.
You're here. So you came from another chamber in Texas. And what was it like, I guess, leaving and to come here? You just got here not too long ago, but how was that transition?
Right. And so it's just been a month here in Texas City, but I came here on purpose for this excellent position with this great chamber that you know well, and I think a lot of your community knows. They have a great history in this community. And so it was, a positive thing. But I served my chamber in Brenham, Washington County for over 18 years.
18 years. That's a really long time. I feel like there has to be a lot of emotion leaving. Like it's a sad thing, but did you leave it in good hands?
Absolutely, yes. And I actually had a year transition. I left my chamber for another job.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I have the transition here from a publishing company that I was working for.
Okay, cool.
So, things are great there.
Awesome.
And the new president in Brenham is outstanding, and all the staff that I had recruited and trained is still in place.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to do like a video kind of welcoming you to the community. There's a lot of questions people have whenever somebody comes in, and the first person who reached out was Chef Jimmy, and he was like, man, I feel like I saw that video. I feel like I know. And there was a couple people, then people from Amico reached out and said, man, I feel like I know you already just from the video because You're very personable.
I've gotten a lot of positive comments too, and your work is outstanding.
It's not just me. Yeah. We love doing a lot of video and are very fortunate to be able to work with the Tech City Marque Chamber. But yeah, we're excited about all the videos we have coming out. But we also have done some other ones for local businesses as well.
Right.
Have you seen any of those?
I have. I love every single one of them. And I think it's great for the community to get to see inside the walls of businesses that they may drive by all their lives and not have the opportunity to get inside and meet people. And then, of course, a lot of the folks do know them.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. All right. So what is your goals? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. There's COVID, so a lot of businesses are operating under restrictions. This transition was going to happen, and then COVID-19, coronavirus, a lot of stuff kind of changed the way that we operate business. What do you see as, I guess, the goals for our local businesses here? What should we be helping them with?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm happy to talk about that. But you're right, and we talked about this in my first video. Getting hired during a pandemic is really something. I'm glad that the process was able to move forward and that I get to be here during this time. And I have till the end of the year to work with Jenny Center, the current president, and the board, and we will be undertaking our planning process, long-range planning, starting in September, October, November. So I'll just give you some of my early on impressions, but we do work on this with the whole board. So I just wanted to make sure that you know. And of course, number one goal for the new year and right now is recovery for businesses from the pandemic, and we're still in it. So the dates keep getting pushed, and what we need to do changes. We've done 4 business surveys now, and the first 3 were done early on in the pandemic and focused a lot on financial questions and what they might need, and now we're really looking on reflecting what's going to take to get you back to where you were. So for sure, the number one goal right now and in 2021 is going to be recovery and rebooting our economy.
Mm-hmm. What has it been like working with the team? Lauren's sitting here,
Yeah.
and she's awesome.
She is.
But what is it like working with the team that's there?
It's amazing. You know them well. You've gotten to know them over the months. I'm just now 1 month with them, and they're all very skilled at what they do. and working hard for the members every day, even with obstacles thrown in our way, as you know, whether it's needing to care for their own families or themselves, or helping a business with a sudden and urgent need. And they're just great, and their heart is in the right place. We're all here to help businesses, which really means helping people with their livelihood. So
Yes.
it's all about helping people.
So you weren't even here that long, and then there was an idea presented about a music video with Billie Jean rewritten. And whenever you first heard that, what was your thoughts? What kind of went through your head? Be like, is this what's going on here? Is this normal?
That is a great question, but I've been in the chamber profession for about 2 decades, so I know we chamber people like to do funny things. We're serious a lot of the time, and then we want to do something that stands out. Number 2, I have been in the greater Gulf Coast region and worked with Gina Spagnola, at the Galveston Regional Chamber, and others, Duane in League City. So I knew these folks, and I immediately saw the sparkle in their eye when they had this idea. And then what really made me know we could move forward with it was knowing you and Kurt would produce an excellent piece. Yes, because if it was actually a video of us singing and dancing, no one would want to just watch that. But all the great cutaways and charts and graphics that you put in it was just great.
Yeah, people were saying, man, I didn't know Duane could sing like that. Well, now you know. Now you know.
Right.
Maybe hire him for an event, right?
Yes.
And
so we had
Lauren,
fun.
what do you think? Because you've been a part of the chamber for a little over a year now, and you didn't have the opportunity to be in there. I'm sure you were dying to show off your dance moves, but you got a witness.
As you know, I'm more of a behind the scenes type of person. So it made my day to watch the whole production.
She got a little
Music
behind the
video.
scenes clip making of the video footage.
I
haven't
got
Slow motion?
Slow
Haven't seen it
motion.
yet.
Yeah, it was interesting. I haven't listened to Billie Jean in a while since then, though, because it was just on repeat the entire
Right.
day.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it was kind of. It turned out great, I think.
It did. It turned
great.
out really well. Yeah, it was awesome.
And the message got out there.
Yes.
Mhm.
That the chambers exist to help businesses. That's been our mission for over 100 years throughout the nation. And right now, lean on us. We are the one-stop shop for your information and resources, and just we are here to help.
Yeah, so the COVID-19 Business Task Force is out there, but y'all don't just work with businesses that are in the chamber, if I understand correctly.
Right, of course.
So if somebody wants to take the pledge and work, but they're not necessarily a part of the chamber, can they reach out to you guys?
Absolutely, yes. And I'm glad you mentioned the pledge. So there's an initiative right now with the City of Texas City and the Chamber for workplace safety. So number 1, we want to make sure all the businesses know the steps to take. And then number 2, consumers want confidence before they go in a business that, they're taking those steps. So there's window decals and a poster that they can sign and put up to let the public know. Because some businesses are able to be open, and we want them to function at their maximum capacity that's allowed. Some businesses, as you know, are not able to be open at all. So we're helping them each with their issues.
Yes. And who all is a part of that task force? Who all comes together to make that up?
So there's a couple layers. So you mentioned the Galveston County Business COVID-19 Task Force, and all 8 chambers in Galveston County are participating in that. So wow, what a what a bunch of troops to help businesses, and that will blanket the whole county. And then in Texas City, Lamarque, we have our chamber working with the City of Texas City and the City of Lamarque.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Right now it's 10:08. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. And right now I'm talking to Paige Michel. I'm talking to Lauren Perez with the Texas City Lamarque Chamber of Commerce. And you've worked in the chamber world for a while, but whenever people see Texas City Lamarque, and I've had people ask me, like, why is there 2, and this is something that was probably set up a long time ago, but 2 cities and 1 chamber. Is that something unique to Texas City Lamarque, or does that happen a lot of different places? Have you seen that?
That's another great question. And I asked that question when I got hired. And I have seen it a lot. Actually, where I come from, up an hour northwest of Houston, Brennan, Washington County, we're right next to Bryan College Station. And so you've got, like Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Bryan College Station, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I mean, from large to small, you have a lot of cities that butt right up to each other. And the consumers don't know where lines stop and start.
Right.
And as our motto is on our chamber logo, we're stronger together. So the chamber started in Texas City 100-something years ago, and Lamarque, but it was exactly 51 years ago. I know that because the 50th was celebrated last year. 50 years of the Texas City Lamarque Chamber. Stronger together is the motto, and it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Lauren was telling me yesterday about some of the events that y'all have going on. I think that, is it tomorrow? There's a Women in Business.
Yep, there's Women in Business sponsored by UTMB Health, and that's going on tomorrow from 11:30 to about 1. And we have an amazing speaker on women's incontinence and pelvic health. So it's an interesting subject, but definitely needs to be spoken about and educated, all that kind of stuff. So we're excited about it.
And where can somebody go to sign up and find out more
So
info?
they can actually go to our Facebook page and just go to our event. So that's TCLM Chamber. That's our tag. And you can go and register through our Facebook event, or you can actually go to our website, www.tclmchamber.com, and register under events.
All right. So that's go to the Texas City Lamarque Chamber of Commerce's website, and you can find out more info about that. We also, I've had the opportunity to interview Jenny Center before. What has it been like for this month so far working together?
It's great, and I'm looking forward to the next few months before she officially retires at the end of the year. She has such a history with the chamber and the community, and she's got a lot in her brain. And so every day I say I'm downloading Jenny's brain. That's what we're working on, and trying to get all the content that I can before she leaves. It's really a cool thing that we have this overlap in leadership so that we can make a great transition and make sure nothing falls through the cracks.
Yeah, I agree, especially in a time whenever businesses do need a lot of help. There's a lot of businesses out there that need help. There's another resource, a whole other person, and then you and Jenny to be able to lean on and ask questions and work together.
That's right. I'm an extra team member right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what has been, in your opinion, I guess something that you did not expect? Has there been anything that's come in and kind of shocked you or been like, well, this is a little different than when I thought coming into it? Or has it all been pretty what you thought?
No, there's been surprises. It's been interesting for me to get to know the major industry and to drive around and see, all of the capital equipment that exists in this community. And I'm excited about it and getting to meet the people behind the industries and their goals and what's going on with the community. So every day has been something new. I've been excited. Every day I've come in to get up and meet someone new. Now, with the COVID stuff, it's really hard to meet people in real life. We're doing a lot of Zoom meetings, as I know everyone is. But there are some times in our chamber we have a large board meeting room where we can be socially distanced while we meet. But, getting inside all our members' businesses right now is really hard. I'm able to see restaurants and some retail, but a lot of people just aren't having people cross their threshold. Totally understand that. So thanks to your show and other online resources, I'm like studying the community online. Yeah, it's like a master's level course in chamber work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to meet you, are they able to, even if it's through Zoom? Like, how do they reach out to you?
Great question, and that's what we've been doing. They can reach out to me at the chamber, and you can give my number and email me. And if it's possible, we'll meet in person. I like to meet in person. We'll meet folks from the city of Lamarque. We'll meet at the Art of Coffee. I meet folks from Texas City in our boardroom or at some of the locations downtown, down on 6th Street. We could, meet at one of the beautiful parks, depending on what time of day with the
Exactly.
heat. Hey, but I'm game for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just saw Arnold Garza. He owns the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue in Lamarque. That's a good. They have a really good. They have a whole meeting room actually, like in the back.
Yep.
Love it.
But
Heard that,
And they have amazing baked potatoes.
they do, yeah. And they're a member of the chamber.
Yep, they sure are.
Absolutely.
It's right there on the door, like as you walk in.
Love that.
And I love, Pit Stop. Shout out to the Pit Stop Barbecue.
Good shout out.
So if you're watching on social media, feel free to share this out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, go ahead and send me an email, KHEA@KHEAradio.com. This is Kickstart. My name's Gardy. It's 10:14. I'm going to take a quick break on the FM. We're going to keep it going on social media. Here we go.
Real radio.
All right. So we're still on Facebook, and I see there's a lot of people tuning in. What's up, Caitlin? She's with
Hospitality ER.
I wanted to call it a emergency care. I was like, that's not the right
Nope.
one. Hospitality ER in Galveston.
Yes.
And here's the thing that trips me out about hospitality, because I've been in Galveston a lot this past week, and it's beautiful. But they have these billboards up, and it always says there's no wait. And it's a billboard. I'm like, but what if there's a wait? Like, they have to be pretty confident in themselves that there is going to be no wait
They
ever.
are.
That's a good point.
They are very efficient over there, and their name is perfect because when you walk into the building, they are super hospitable. Even if you're not feeling well, it's a really great organization. And through the entire pandemic, they've been doing lives and other posts and giveaways just to kind of keep up their morale and making sure that the community knows what's going on. So they've been doing a really great job over there.
Yeah, the other thing that they do is they do this great is community outreach.
Yep.
You know, usually there's a lot of events and they're out there with an ice cream truck. They have an ice cream truck and they give it away for free to the kids as long as the parent says it's okay. That's a really cool thing.
And it's really good ice cream, too, because we partner with them for our Higher Up Texas little YP mingle. So our young professionals get with them and teach them the importance of networking and how to advocate for themselves. And they bring their ice cream truck. So it's like a food truck park set up and casual little hangout. So that was really awesome.
Yeah. The other thing about them, so the ownership, I guess they're from Baytown, and they are related to Leland, who is a Christian artist. He's big. He's big time.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that. But they said they were at Baytown, you know, had some church stuff going on, and then I made the connection. I was like, y'all are related to Leland? Like, he's such a great songwriter, ridiculous voice, and I'm a big supporter of his music. And we play it here on KHEA, and it was kind of, you know, to make that connection. I was like, I want to interview Leland. Bring him in.
I want to say, I think a couple times during the pandemic, they had live music concert streaming from their Facebook and stuff.
Would have been Leland. Yeah. Just like the ace in your back pocket. You could just like, we're going to have a stream and just, It
was cool.
That is cool. So, Paige, so how are you doing today? Everything going good?
Yes, today's a good day so far. We're working on long-range planning, you know, like you said, planning for the planning.
Yes.
And working on these special 1-minute videos with your team that we're working on for several businesses.
Yeah.
That are planning their productions.
We've talked to them, and they're like, hey, yeah, we're doing it, and it's just like stacking up. It's like stacking up, and I'm like, man, let's go. So we are, you know, trying to find the pace where everybody like works and communicates together, because usually, to be honest, the way we do it is somebody reaches out to us and we're like, what are you doing today? And we just show up and knock it out of the park at the best of our ability. So like taking that strategic like planning, we plan, but our plan is like we're gonna work our brains out for as long as we can today, get as much done, and then do it again tomorrow and just go. And so for us, it's been like a different pace, but it's been awesome. And we're like, okay, now we have somebody else to help us communicate instead of us like just answering questions and stuff. So that's been huge.
We count on you. We know that you guys can pull it off, and you can do that quick response. That's great. We have room for about 2 chamber partner productions with you for the videos a month, and I think we're scheduled through November.
I want to say that we're almost completely booked for 2020 with you guys.
Right, and so we definitely want to let other businesses around know about the opportunity to create the video power package, as we call it, and get on the schedule.
Yeah, and so for us, I'm like, well, we could book out 2021, and we could film them all, and then we're like this year, and then just go. So that's like in my head. That's that's what I'm thinking. Like, man, we could do this and that. Yeah, and go. Yeah. But no, I love working with you guys. And we went to Taylor and Hill and we filmed. What's today? Wednesday. We went Monday. Yeah, we went Monday, and that was awesome. And they're great, great people. That company, I love going to these local businesses and just being able to learn their stories, and because that's part of the process of interviewing someone. So like, how did you get involved in an engineering firm? So
and
it's pretty cool.
How much they do in the different areas that they.
And Ray Nunez over there is the nicest, best person to work with, easy person to work with, and he's one of our board members, and he's super great. So it was exciting when they decided that they wanted to do a commercial. So definitely.
Yeah. And we get to check out their toys. They have like a laser, scanner.
Yes.
So anytime you hear, there's lasers, and we're like, there's lasers. Okay, this is cool. So we got to set it up and see it in action and get all kinds of shots of it. So it's a lot of fun to be able to learn.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that video.
Me too. And then, there was that meeting yesterday.
Yep.
Yes.
And I guess that one's interesting because is it ACU that's sponsoring that for Independence Village or?
Yes. I'm not sure how the sponsoring's going because I know it's teamed up between a few, things have gone through the grapevine through multiple people who just want to support Independence Village. It's a great community for a lot of great people, and great people are a part of that. And so it's definitely it's exciting to see a lot of our chamber members and community leaders just come together to support an organization like Independence Village.
I agree. And that's why I'm glad that y'all take care of that. Because for us, I was like, I don't even have to know. Just tell us where to go, and we'll have some fun and put out something really cool.
It's going to be a huge blessing for Independence Village.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll use it at their virtual gala
Yeah.
that they have coming up. So it'll be some great visuals.
Yeah. So that event we're going to film, and then we're going to premiere it, and there's going to be like a small premiere event, and it's going to be cool. So we actually are you familiar with Anchor Point?
Yes.
You're familiar with. Wait, did you come in with Anchor Point?
I did not, but
Who did you come in with? Remember you sat in the corner the first time that I ever met.
Bay Area Turning Point.
Bay Area Turning Point. Okay.
Yep, that was Bay Area Turning Point where
And they work with like 5 or like multiple organizations?
So Bay Area Turning Point is part of United Way, but Bay Area
Okay.
Turning Point, what they do is support survivors or people who are trying to survive the domestic and sexual abusive predicaments, relationships, that kind of stuff. Anchor Point, man, they help so many different people. Their resources are phenomenal, and they do work with a lot of different people. And they're actually in my leadership group for the chamber, which is getting pushed back to 2021 because of COVID. But Anchor Point is another amazing organization that helps the community all the time.
Yeah. So it's cool how all of these nonprofits kind of communicate with each other because Independence Village talked to Anchor Point and told them what we were doing for them. And so we're going to do the exact same thing for Anchor Point.
Oh, amazing.
And then we're going to do a virtual tour of each of their facilities. I think they have 4. And then we're also going to host their live stream, their video, their content, and push it out on our platforms and theirs. But then also do a live pre-show thing for them as well, which it's going to be a lot of fun. So
all of the
do that
nonprofits
stuff.
in Galveston County and I know that Bay Area Turning Point is not Galveston County, but at least all of the nonprofits within the chamber that I've gotten to know and get closer with and everything are phenomenal. You have Endeavor, who helps veterans find work and other therapy and that kind of stuff. And, there's Anchor Point, there's CASA of Galveston County. The list goes on. So it's phenomenal. And we have the nonprofit council that we use for everybody to kind of collaborate and kind of bounce ideas off. And it's been really rewarding, honestly.
I was going to ask about that, the nonprofit council. Are you kind of over that?
Yes, I've adopted it. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. It's been great. I love, on our Facebook group page where everybody's asking questions, and because there are veteran nonprofit, employees or staff members or presidents and CEOs, and then there's also brand new nonprofits. So everybody's been able to work together, and I just heard that United Way is putting on a grant writing class because of our group and some other questions. And there's a lot of different great things that have come out of that group. So I'm pretty excited about it.
We already met with United Way about our Taco Cook-Off, which I don't think, have you ever heard anything about that? It was...
Haven't yet.
I'm competing. I'm competing next time. I'm totally competing next time.
When is it?
Well, so last year was in October, and this year it's like, well, there's no way you could do it. But with everything that the United Way has had to postpone, there's a lot of stuff that they weren't able to do. So we said, why don't we try and do our cook-off virtual? Yes, this year. So we're looking at that. We met with them, and we were actually supposed to meet today, but we had to get some stuff moved around, so we had to push it to next week. But I'm excited about it.
I'll come in a clear poncho and gloves and a face mask, and I'm ready to compete.
You got like the mask with
Yep.
the other one? Yeah. You're good to go. Good to go. So, okay, let's kick it back on the FM. Again, if you're watching on social media, feel free to share this out. Let me know what you got going on today. And if the chamber can help you, ask a question. So ask any questions. Be like, hey, does the chamber do this? So you can find out if you're a good fit.
Yeah, we just did a survey for members. They would have had the link, and it had questions about how are they doing right now. It was the 4th survey in the series, the Business Barometer survey. And one of the questions we asked was, what help do you need in your recovery, and what can the chamber help for you? And we got a long list of things, and mostly things that we already do.
Yeah.
The ways that we promote shopping local and, investing in local businesses and the economy. But I'd love to hear other questions today.
Cool. All right, here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I'm talking to Paige Michel. I'm talking to Lauren Perez with the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce. Paige, my first question, we were talking about this just off the FM. Who is the chamber for? Is it for local businesses? Is it for entrepreneurs, like a single person, someone who doesn't even have a business? Who is it for?
All of the above. And we have, different levels of membership for just that reason. So whether it's a solo proprietor, entrepreneur, to major industry and all business sizes in between, the services are for each business. And the chamber mission overall is to have a positive impact on the whole community. So that benefits every person, every resident, everyone that grows up here.
Mm-hmm. And we were just talking about nonprofits as well. Mm-hmm. How can nonprofits and the chamber work together?
Oh, and we do. I mean, historically for years, and like Lauren said, and we'll talk about the Nonprofit Council, the collaboration that exists when you have a lot of people in the same industry in a community, it is so great to collaborate, and we love to see that because they're often doing, tapping on the same organizations for sponsorship dollars or volunteer time. So it's great to see them collaborate and get ideas from each other.
Definitely.
Yep. But wouldn't that sometimes create like competition because there's only, if they're working with the same, potential dollars?
Well, everyone's heart is in the same place to help the people in this greater community. So how we can best get that done. So it could be friendly competition, but more often than not, it's sharing, collaborating to get success for everyone.
It really is. And even, that council was formed specifically so that so organizations could talk to each other and say, hey, we're having an event this day. Does that conflict with anybody else's events? Does this, what conflicts with this? Or has anybody had luck with this online auction platform and that kind of stuff? We've never, this council was made to make sure that nobody stepped on anybody's toes. And then in return, everybody supports everybody when it comes to their events or fundraisers or, volunteer needs and that kind of stuff.
I'll say that I agree because I've just seen on social media the communication. There's a lot of teamwork, and yeah, there's not. There hasn't, at least from what I've seen, there's like not really any competition. Just mainly people helping, throwing out ideas, and just trying to work together, which is really, really cool to see.
No, it's been great. And then our other groups like Young Professionals and Women in Business and Chamber U, everybody that participates within those groups are phenomenal. Our Women in Business are the most supportive group of women that I've ever seen, or people, not even just women, just people in general that I've ever seen. The connections that they make it a point at least one time to say, hey, I want to use catering with you. Or, hey, I remember you worked for this or you suggested this, can you give me more information? But I've literally seen all of the women in our Women in Business group try as hard as they can to utilize each other's services. And that's been phenomenal. And then our Young Professionals group, now that we've gotten settled and have our core group, to see them grow together, and some of them come out of their shells and become even more leaders, and some of them realize that it's pushed them to step up and grow and all that. It's been phenomenal. And then with Chamber U are business workshops for business owners or business leaders. And it's really cool that they make those connections because they realize they're kind of on the same level when it comes to either marketing or employment law or anything else like that. So they automatically form those bonds. And when you form bonds with other businesses, it just makes your business stronger, but also the community stronger because you have everybody kind of, in it together.
What's going on with Chamber U? So that's coming up quick, right? It's a monthly thing?
It is a monthly thing from August to December. The first one is later this month with Lydia. She's live with Lydia and also the owner of the Salted Hippie Boutique. And she is going to speak on bringing your storefront, making your storefront digital. So whether you're a restaurant, retail, any other service, you can put it online.
And then it's Jasmine Perla.
Yep. So Jasmine, she's doing Facebook and Instagram, so tips, tricks, and how you need to use it when you're a business owner.
And then it's Sandy Adams.
It is, and she's going to teach LinkedIn 101, and she's actually, I don't know if it's like certified, but she works specifically with LinkedIn and teaches on LinkedIn. So she's phenomenal. And LinkedIn is not just for looking for jobs. LinkedIn is representing your company, your brand, everything. And it's if you use it correctly, it is a phenomenal tool.
That's cool. And I can't remember what comes after that. Who's next?
So Ashley Helms with Get Social, she's going to touch on branding and the importance of it and how to utilize your website and touch on SEO and that kind of stuff. And then in December is KHEA Radio.
I'm looking forward to Ashley.
Yeah.
I've seen her stuff. I've seen her stuff before. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to all of them. And, I know Sandy, and I've met Jasmine as well. And so that's why I was like, Ashley, I haven't met her in person, I don't think, but I have seen her stuff. So I'm excited for all of that. That's a really good resource.
Yeah, it's, with the pandemic, especially reaching out to a lot of our chamber members, their biggest concern or, things that they've realized they needed to learn or get some resources for were digital marketing. So we decided as a chamber to give them those resources.
All right. And what else do we have coming up as well? So there's the Women in Business on Thursday. You can go to the chamber website to sign up for that. And then Chamber U is starting. That's going to be really cool. What else?
And then we also have Young Professionals. We have a 3-part leadership series. So that is super exciting. And we're teaming up with Doreen Hughes, who is a certified John Maxwell coach. So it's exciting what's coming up.
All right. Paige, is there anything else you'd like to share this morning?
Sure. I'm thinking a lot about collaboration that we're talking about. And that's really a hallmark of this community that I see. That's really a signature of this community. And I think a lot of people who may be listening and watching who grew up here, been here a long time, know this. It's really apparent to an outsider when you come in and see not just the collaboration among the nonprofits, the collaboration among businesses, but since the major explosion in 1947. And I just got to go to the Texas City Museum the other day, and watching the actual video that was made that you can view at the museum with actual footage of the explosion and the stories of survivors, and it's just really touches you. But then part 2, focusing on rebuilding the community. And one of the key quotes was, nowhere have competing businesses come together to collaborate and do so much together. And that just struck me as that is just a really big theme, hallmark for this whole community. Stronger together, working together, collaborating. And so, I'm really excited to join the community.
All right. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Call the chamber. We have a human answer the phone most of the time. If not, it'll go connect to my line. Or email me. And my name is Paige, just like in a book, Page, at texascitychamber.com.
So it's pronounced Paige Michel. First and last name. And when I was typing it out and I knew it, but I had to double check. I actually triple checked. I was like, I want to make sure I
like,
spell
is there
your name
one
right.
more name? Yeah, Paige Michelle what? It sounds like 2 first names. I know, and a backwards name. Yeah, because Paige was a family name that I got as a first name, and then I married into the Michel family, it's the French pronunciation. It's a very common French surname.
Cool.
And so, it sounds like I have 2 first names or 2 last names. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for hanging out today. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right, Facebook, y'all be good. Be blessed. Share this out, and feel free to reach out to the chamber and see how y'all can work together or how you can